I would go into bathrooms, and if I found somebody else in the bathroom ahead of me, I would take my cock out and put it in their back pocket and tell them to stop peeing, or I was going to pee in their back pocket.
What the fuck?
What is
wrong?
wrong? What is wrong?
That was my party trick.
What?
Yeah, that's the thing I used to do.
That is
Why do you sound so proud of it too?
Are you?
Because it was fucking awesome.
Wait, what?
Tequila sunrises will make me fight bouncers. It doesn't work well.
What goes in a tequila sunrise?
It's like orange juice, tequila, and grenadine.
Yeah,
I've been
sounds
doing
good.
fucking.
Yeah, drink that.
Making me wish I could drink. Dude.
What are they called again?
Don't. What are you?
You
got a
hold it
campaign?
off?
Oh no, it's too late. It's too
Oh.
late at night. Yeah, I'm gonna start.
Day
drinking
drinking
right
is the best.
now. Hell
I
no.
hate day drinking.
Why do you hate day drinking? Day
Because then
drinking
you
is the
get
best.
hungover at like the 9
What is the one where you
p.m.,
take
8
like
p.m.
5
to 9
different
p.m. mark, and then you
well,
go back out at
I get
11.
hungover way before that.
Listen, I day drink when I'm
Liquors and
depressed.
just mix them
Otherwise,
together.
I drink before bed.
What about brunch?
Word.
What about brunch drinking? You guys don't drink at brunch? Mimosas?
Yeah.
Bloody
Yeah, but
Marys?
you only have like 2 of those though.
Okay,
that's
you
just-
only have 2.
That's a hangover
Bro.
cure. That's all that is.
I love mimosas. Am I a lady man for that? Am
No.
I a
No.
little-
I love
No.
mimosas
Long
only
Island,
if they're
yeah.
endless at the buffet.
That's what I'm talking
That's how you
about.
get
Endless
wasted.
bottomless mimosas.
But then it's
Mm.
2 o'clock and I can't speak.
That's what
Oh,
I'm saying. I'm
and the
hungover way
day's
before
ruined,
9
dude.
p.m.
Jungle
That's
juice.
not
Isn't that
ruined.
where you just
I'm
take
gonna go watch
everything
Lord
that's
of the
left
Rings.
over
All
and
of a
just
sudden it's
combine
2
it?
o'clock and I can't speak. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, you just go home when you watch Lord of the Rings. That sounds like a good day.
Just
Or
fast
like-
copies.
When you're
Nerd.
slosh at like a
Motherfucker's
you're
gonna
like
stay
at
up for another
football
5 hours. You
tailgate
might as
and you're
well stop
slosh,
drinking.
and then by the
Or
end
he's
of
gonna
the
drink
fourth quarter,
tomorrow.
you're like
Well,
hungover
I
already. That's
drink.
the worst. In the hot sun, oof,
Ooh,
Oof.
not good.
that sucks.
I've never been
That's
to a
when you're
football game.
yakking.
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
never been NFL?
Really?
Oh shit.
I'm sorry.
Baseball. What about baseball?
Nope.
Baseball's alright.
Really? Oh,
What?
baseball's a vibe.
Dude.
What's your sport there, Max?
Hockey, baby.
I like basketball.
Really?
Yep. I've never
Yeah,
been to
I
a
went
hockey game, but I like hockey.
I went to
What? Games
an
go
old.
hard, dude.
I went to an old New York Knicks like practice, like real private like practice they were doing. It was awesome.
Sick.
I saw like Ewing.
I've
and
been to
Starks and
one
shit. It was
football
fucking
game
awesome.
ever, and
Awesome.
that's it.
I'm
I've
like
never
an,
gone
I'm
to like
like
sports
an,
games
in,
ever
like a
to watch it.
introductory basketball fan.
Yeah, I'm
That's
pretty
fine.
basic too.
All right,
I
well,
was-
I gotta go. We gotta go campaign to
Yeah.
hopefully win the
Yes.
election.
You'll
Bye.
get it. You
All
got it.
right, you have fun
Jimbo,
with
let's-
that, y'all.
let's get out
Appreciate
there,
y'all.
See you
Jimbo.
later. Fuck you. I'm going to bed.
Jimbo, let's get out there, bro. I'll take
Nice
care of
people
you.
with their
That's a
favorite
terrible
weed
idea.
today.
Jimbo, come on.
You're
Dude,
gonna
I
miss out
can't.
on max pay, dude.
Yeah, go get your money.
another
Dude,
round.
I don't
Like
give a
4K.
fuck about money.
Oh,
Jimbo, come on, dude.
This is-
You don't
Can you
wanna
go
Why you
retweet
hate
Archie? Wait, not you, Michael.
I was gonna say it, but I'm not gonna say it.
Jimbo, let's just...
I need to pick up my car too. Yeah.
Marlo saying
What's
to go
truth?
vote for Max.
True Social, dude.
He edited it.
Fuck no.
All right, I just did it.
That's bad. I don't know what that is. I was gonna...
Oh, hey.
What the fuck?
Okay.
True social?
Hi there, bud.
I love you.
Love you too.
Fuck yeah.
They were hammered.
78 channel 1.
They are.
Is that me tomorrow?
Are we? Because you're gonna. Michael.
What? I need something to take the edge off,
You
and
feeling
then
nervous?
Whoa!
a little bit.
Hello, Jordan. Good. You vote yet?
I'll get really high with you. Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna go see if my car is
Go
still...
campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, you voted for?
All right. Let's see if my car is still there. Dude, there's no way. Well, stop being illegal. He's selling weed. That roads. I don't know what to expect anymore, honestly. People saying Solomon hasn't been campaigning at all. So. Okay, my car's still there. It just ate shit. I shouldn't be laughing. Who would be worse, Solomon or Tux? Probably Tux. But Solomon might be getting close because of the amount of shit with ADMC. The thing is, I think Solomon could have been on Max's side to some degree, but now with the amount of like shit that is going on between ADMZ and Max, I think that might be gone. Now he's just gonna vote against Max just because he's gonna be petty as shit. What the fuck? Yeah, that's the thing though. Like I explained this yesterday as well. If Tux does become deputy mayor, you know, it's gonna be like, well, Tux got impeached. Here's your second place medal back that you should have had from the start. You know? But if there's gonna be like a re-election for deputy mayor, it's gonna be fucking awful. I don't know if I want to do more campaigning, like honestly. Like I'm not much of a campaigning person in the first place because I feel like it's so like in your face. Like, have you gone voted? Why not? Who are you voting for? You should vote for me. They had to crown and re-campaign. Yeah. The thing is, I honestly do like being the deputy mayor. Because like I've said, it actually has a reason now. Can I help you?
Sorry, I gotta call someone real quick.
What's
hey,
up?
Michael, what are you up to?
I'm gonna pick up my car that I just ate shit from and go campaigning.
Do you need any help?
With campaigning?
Yes.
Probably. Need all of the help I can get.
Do you have a plan? Cause again, I don't really know what to do.
Can you make Talks disappear?
Can I make? I mean, I could try.
No, no. That's probably gonna be bad.
I mean, we already got that one guy, so.
Yeah, but he also pulled out anyway, so.
True. But as for him, I think that'll be a little harder.
Yeah, you also have to deal with some major blowback.
What would that be?
CG.
Oh, are they like all omnipotent, all-knowing, all-powerful like Hydra?
I don't know.
Oh, you know more than I do.
If they know who you are, you know, that's probably good enough.
Well, they probably wouldn't. Well,
Chatty. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a good
my
stream.
shift is almost over, and I'll come by and I'll help you out or whatever.
All right.
I don't know.
Good. Yeah.
But we're gonna go campaigning, right? We're not gonna be at the guild house again, are we?
No, not this time.
All right, sweet. All right.
All right.
Not that I, didn't enjoy them, but they,
really
I didn't know.
rooting for me. Thank you.
Not out of place, you know, unless Barry or McGregor was there.
Yeah, no, I get you.
All right. I will call you when it's done.
All right, sounds good.
Bye, man.
Bye. Know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna make a drink as well. Just. I am starting to spiral. No, it's not. I'm not gonna fucking go hams. Just gonna make a drink to chill. 3 a.m. drink. It's 2 a.m. Long Island iced tea? No, I'm just gonna do like a fucking fireball and Coke. This is why I want to be able to fucking legally, what the hell, smoke in Denmark. Because I feel like it would fucking help with my nerves. Maybe I should move to Germany. What is the rules in Estonia though? Can you smoke? Why is... I don't understand. This is off by default now, but in other cars it's on by default. What? How do I... go Amsterdam? But Amsterdam is expensive to live in compared to Germany. And Germany is literally just across the fucking bridge for me. Ask Trey. I know. He might randomly be here. Max.
Hello.
Hello. How long is the max XP gonna be for?
Another hour or two.
Another hour or two. Okay. I'm probably gonna wait before I do any sort of racing because I feel like there's a lot of cops right now.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know when it's all done if you want to go zoom around.
Yeah. Apparently the gauntlet is fucking sick, by the way.
Is it?
I mean that look. I did a race with Forehead and a bunch of his friends, and they and like 6 or 7 of them stole gauntlets, and they fucking owned the gauntlet. Accelerates faster than my car,
Which is weird
yeah.
because mine doesn't.
That is weird.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad. I'm washed. That could be why. Also, Forehead is a really good racer.
Yeah, he
So
is.
he's up there
What
with
up?
like the top. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I just need to fuck around and just learn the car a bit more. So
Dude, all the people in his little group were fucking. I got 4th in a race that we did. So I did. It was like literally one of the best like runs that I'd ever had.
yeah.
And I think Forehead got 3rd.
The issue.
Batman got
Batman.
1st, and Future got 2nd.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like the issue right now is that if you make one mistake, either your car's out or you get yeeted, and then you're just gonna fall to the back, and then you just have to pray that somebody else is gonna fuck up too. And with how locals are right now and how wild they are, sometimes it's just a fucking gamble. But yeah.
Agree. Rain also fucks cars really hard.
Oh yeah. Driving in the rain is. But also, do you take your fucking traction control and all that shit off, or do you keep it on?
I keep it on.
I think that's probably my issue. I've been driving without, and I feel like when it's off, the second the gauntlet loses any sort of traction, you're done. Like it does not re-grip. You just keep sliding until you hit something.
Yeah. Everyone I talk to uses it because it's not legit, it's not like that for the gauntlet either. It's like that for my car. Basically, if you start sliding in my car or any car, really, you cannot recover unless you come to a complete stop somehow.
Some of them are able to drift, but I think it's when you have people like Goofy, he's able to catch it. He just knows how shit works, which is why he's so fucking overpowered.
Well, Goofy told me he uses traction control and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably need to warm up in that case and just get a feel for the car with traction control and things on, and just go for it. I used to be decent,
Alright.
so we'll see. But yeah, just let me know when the max XP is over and we can go drive a bit.
Sounds good.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Love you. I don't know, people just need to get with the fucking times, man. It's so fucking weird that Denmark as a country is behind when it comes to shit like that. Like, it's been proven again and again and again that weed isn't that bad, but for some reason, Denmark is just very like, no, weed bad. Which is crazy to me. Alright, let me go make that drink real quick, I'll be right back. What is even more mind-blowing is how progressive Sweden is supposed to be, and they still haven't done it either. And it's also just proven that if you do it the right way, it's gonna earn, you know, the state or the country itself a lot of fucking money. You take it out of the criminal, you know, circulation, and you do it through the state instead. Yeah, Germany did it recently. Is illegal in Norway? Well, Norway is different. I feel like Norway is not gonna legalize it because I feel like Norway is very dead set in their ways of things. Norway in general is very strict, just always. Is there any racers that do full-on sequential? You know what? I'm gonna take that fucking car for a drive again. It's only medically allowed in the in Australia, but it's not even medically allowed here, as far as I know. Or by here, I mean in back home. Medically in the UK too. Oh, they completely fucked the price on that one, huh? I would love to drive the Ignis. But 1.2 mil. They use sequential? Hmm. It's prescription. What do you get? Like, if you get it prescribed, then what exactly do you get? All right, let's go group 6. Basically non-THC weed. Oh, it's nighttime, isn't it? Hello.
Hey, Michael.
Oh god, I was gonna say, did you guys vote yet? But I take it as a you probably did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that go for all of you? Did you all vote? Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Hmm?
I do hope you get deputy again so you can get fishing in, because I really want fishing.
What, you want fishing over me making sure you guys don't get towed and booted at your drop-off and pick-up spots?
What do you mean?
Like when you do when you drop off at the vault and shit.
Yeah,
People are getting towed and
weird.
What is it again? Clamped?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Heard that's an issue, so.
But it shouldn't be an issue because the cops are okay with us parking there, you know.
Yeah, but the issue is there's no real rules about it. So even if the cops are fine with it, the tow people can, in theory, do it legally too, and that's why it becomes like a thing. So it's hard to fight. That's why we want. I want to make a legislation just to make sure nobody's getting shafted by, you know, the fact that you guys are just trying to do your job.
What's up, Kane?
So.
What's up, Kane?
Hey, Leo.
Did you guys vote too?
Not yet, no.
No.
I haven't been around long enough to know who to vote for, dog.
Well, I, Michael Simone, am running for mayor. So let me give you my spiel to convince you.
I want to know how many times I've heard these things, eh?
Well, there's much to hear, to be honest. Do you like fishing?
I do, actually.
All right. Well, I plan on bringing.
Yeah, my vote.
Okay.
Sweet.
That was easy.
Yo, Loki, I want to hear this. I
What,
haven't voted yet.
You haven't voted yet?
I like fishing.
I still want to hear your
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so I plan on bringing fishing back. That's like my first thing, because apparently it seems like a lot of people seem to like fishing. So the other thing is that for G6 specifically, since I do G6 myself, I know how annoying it can be. I do want to make a legislation making sure that you guys can do your job without getting fucking clamped, towed, or any other things that comes, you know, with the job when you guys try to run in and out and get your money. I am also the current deputy mayor. I know how everything currently works already. I know that I've done a good job. I made like 70% of the legislation that are already in place. The latest one I did is to prevent people from dressing up like G6 employees. It's not an issue for you guys specifically, but I do know PD is dealing with it.
All right. I have a quick question. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good.
So you say you're currently the deputy mayor.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you do differently if you were in the situation that Max is in right now?
Well, Max.
So if not what you want to do, if you're elected come tomorrow, but what would have you done differently if you were the current mayor?
What would I have done differently to the current mayor?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I am gonna say that I think Max has done a good job. So it's hard for me to say what would I have done differently. I think there's some areas for improvements where Max is just plain different from me.
Right.
He's very loud, which I'm not. Which is a good and a bad thing when it comes to being a mayor. He is out, he's talking to people. I would do the same thing. I want to do the same thing. I want to keep communicating with people. The only thing I can say that he hasn't done is he hasn't taken the time to talk to people doing hunting and barely talk to people doing lumber, which is why lumber and hunting are still kind of in an iffy spot.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone really
Party over
doing
here.
lumbering for a while.
Yeah, which is one thing that I wanna talk to somebody. It's hard to find people doing hunting, so it's hard to get it's hard to grasp where it is currently in terms of is it good, is it bad, or are people just getting robbed left and right? Is that why they don't want to do it?
Yeah, and there's opportunity where if you do go to where the hunters kind of go to get all their things done, you could just be sitting around there just kind of with no one around because no one's up there. It's one of those things. You can do a campaign trail. That's one thing where you can say, all right, tomorrow I'm going to be talking to the hunters. We'll meet up, blah, and that's possible one way. And I don't think I've really seen many candidates do that specifically. They're just normally coming down here into the other areas where there is a lot of individuals.
I tried to find some hunters and talk to them, but it's hard when nobody's really around.
Yeah, look, dude, I'm fairly new around town, and I got advised that hunting is a good way to make money, but if you don't do it with at least 2 other people, you're probably gonna get all your shit stolen. So I stayed away from it.
Well, that's the thing. That's what we want to fix is making legislation for that to prevent. It's hard to do though, and that just goes across the board. So another thing with my platform is that I'm trying to be as honest as possible. I'm not trying to sell you something that I can't. I'm not trying to overpromise. I'm not trying to just lie to you. So when I'm saying that I could make a legislation for hunting to prevent you from getting robbed, I can do that, but it's not going to prevent people from still robbing you. Some people just don't care.
Yeah.
People are still going to do it. It can, it can make them think twice because who wants to rob somebody and then get a fine that is larger than what they robbed you for? But at the end of the day, some people just don't give a shit.
All right, so you say that there are things which you can't promise and those things. So what makes you believe that you would be able to get the government and local businesses to bring back the ability for us to hire out fishing boats, fishing materials?
That's you know what? You're kind of the first person that asked me that. Specifically when it comes to fishing.
Good questions.
You're the first person. Everyone else is like, well, you said fishing. I'm gonna vote for you.
Yeah, because the thing is, I love fishing. I love the ability to relax, maybe hire a boat, go out into the ocean, and fish up some nice, salmon, some tuna. Well, not salmon, that's not in the ocean, but some tuna and stuff like that. But it's the ability to make sure that we can get those companies to import those fishing boats and those fishing rods.
The fishing boats is I'm gonna say that's probably not gonna be a thing at first.
Off, yeah.
Yes, the first thing I will do is fishing rods, and that's the thing I know I can do. When it comes to the later things, that's gonna have to be a work in progress kind of thing.
Yeah, because if you think about it on the long run, if
I have to do
we
some
were
fucking...
able to get businesses to open up a fishing shop to get rods and stuff, that in itself could then carry over to like one of the food courts which does sushi. They can buy freshly caught tuna from fishermen.
Gotta have to like
get senior buns
word
to
it in a
doing,
way
like
because at the end of the day,
type of burger as well. They can then purchase that from the fishermen. So there's a lot of ways where they can, it can be like a ladder system.
Yeah, no, I get that. But yeah, go on.
Why can't you make it so, like, if hunters can use their guns to defend them, then people wouldn't rob them as much, don't you think? As in, if there's like
that would be a shit show. If you were able to shoot somebody else with a hunting rifle, people would just buy that instead of having an actual gun.
You'll have.
Well, like I think it should be permitted in that area only, like for use.
I feel like that's also going to be a shit show. There's people doing lumber. There's people going out for walks. There's people in general in that area that has anything to do with hunting. I will have to go out. I will have to talk to people because I don't know if that's still the case. I know people were getting robbed because hunting was a decent pay, but now that G6 is paying better, most people just kind of moved on.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, for example, with us here at Tier 3, when you become a Tier 3, you can take your Tier 3 badge down to the courthouse and get a reduction on your gun license. That could be something for hunters. If you can, if you have a hunter ID card or something like that, people could then, get also a similar reduction, so they can basically protect themselves. But with the gentleman over there saying about using a hunter rifle, we would, respect those rules and regulations in certain areas, but the criminal side of the city, they don't give a fuck. They'll use it to, do all sorts of.
It's hard to say that certain people will respect something, but you can make everyone again. It's why, like, one bad apple ruins the rest, or this is why we can't have nice things, So, but I do believe that I don't remember if it's in effect, but you are able to do hunting lessons and then get like a percentage off the hunting license.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. I've never actually done hunting specifically.
Yeah, I need to double check. I do believe I talked to somebody about it, but
yeah.
That would make sense.
I think the more and more, the criminal side of our city becomes more armed and more dangerous. I kind of hope that the courts will kind of like, we need more, civilians need to basically protect themselves, so they might overall reduce the cost of the weapons license in the near future, for example.
Yeah.
But but going back to the fishing aspect of things, I am someone who is looking forward to that. So it'll be interesting to see how it happens, what partakes in it. Will the businesses be run by civilians, so they have to buy the fishing rods off people like ourselves, or would it be run by a local?
Nope.
There's a lot of different sides of things.
Can just pull out a fishing rod.
People are still out here looking for work. People want to open a restaurant, but they can't because there's no reasonable place to do it, or open a business. So someone being able to, run the fishing shop would be a fantastic idea as well.
Yeah.
Make a government run, but like Mosley's, for example. I believe Mosley's is owned by the government, but there's people who work there and do the thing. So
yes,
there is that type of side of it as well, if it comes to that.
We'll have to wait and see what happens in terms of those things. Yeah.
When will we be aware of who wins?
The polls close tomorrow.
It's at 7 p.m. EST, if I remember correctly.
It's around that time. Yes, correct.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we'll find out as to what the vote count was until maybe later on.
It's
or
like an
maybe the
hour
following
later.
day?
No, it's like an
Okay.
hour later. Yeah. So
All right, I'll have to kind of keep my fingers crossed that I can attend and see who is won, who becomes deputy mayor, and all that good stuff.
yeah. Well, hopefully it goes my way.
I've got my fingers crossed. I've got my fingers crossed for everyone. If people are getting a good amount of votes, it goes to show that there are a lot of people who back them and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it'll just be nice, for maybe the third place or whatever it is, kind of has some type of position within the what was it called at the moment? Council of the Eight.
The Council of Eight, yes.
Yeah, so making it so at least everyone has some type of thing, or at least offer a position for that individual if they were
Why the
someone
third
who
place?
got a lot of votes and is someone who is deemed to be trustworthy with the others in the actual council and whatnot.
Well, as of right now, that's kind of what the second place is. That's why the deputy mayor is basically the second place.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they can make up or like add more like that. I don't think that's the plans. So, but I think as of right now, it just stays the two. Whoever is second place gets deputy mayor.
It's just going to be an interesting thing, like with Stanley. From what I've been hearing, he's part of a gang and he's backed by gangs. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because I don't think many gang individuals in the city really vote, because most of them can't read, so they don't know which name to tick. But it's going to be one of those things where it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, it's not just him. The two other ones that are like the primary, which would be Little Tox and Solomon, are both backed by gangs.
That's right. Solomon's part of an MC. What someone told me yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Max and I are the only one that's 100% neutral.
Yeah.
Who else is running? I think there's a fifth guy that nobody knows about.
Little Tug's dog.
Well, no, Little Tox is backed by CG, or he runs with CG.
Oh, I didn't know he was part of CG. Okay then.
Yeah, no, he is. And then Solomon is ADMC.
ADMC, okay. I'm sure there was a fifth.
There is, but I forgot his name.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen a flyer of his kind of randomly over the place.
Well, Archie Archer also ran, but he also backed out, so he's not running anymore.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
But there is like a fifth guy that only cares about the trees up north. I forgot his name. He's very forgettable.
Damn.
Well, he hasn't done any campaigning as far as I know, so...
Yeah, it's like, if you only care about the trees, I'm sure a lot of people in the city care more than just the trees. So that's not really a good campaign trail or campaign to actually have.
No.
Like, vote for me, I'll save the trees. It's like, fantastic.
But yeah, that is basically...
Also running.
Oh, Marl too, yeah, but I don't think he hasn't done much. His entire thing is like ChatGPT, so it's all AI generated. He hasn't been done much by himself. So, and I haven't heard.
I've seen him down here a bunch of times.
I haven't heard when I've been out talking to people anyone really voting for him. The only people that I heard voted for him is people that are close with Marlo. So, I am not too worried. I completely forgot Marlo is running too, honestly. That kind of shows how little he's doing himself.
Yeah, that definitely. How long is the term again? It's 3 months, correct?
3 months, yeah.
Yeah.
It's another thing is like we got the tools to actually make a difference to the city. Like I think 25 days ago or a month ago. So we had like two months of the entire term where we couldn't do much. We couldn't do legislation.
Seriously?
Yes, which is another reason why I do want to stay in office, because we want to improve and make sure that everyone is getting what they deserve in terms of like pay and working.
So I can see, so that's like from like I can see from a Max's point of view, like sitting around for 2 months, just basically not being able to do much, and then finally having a last month to try and put all those things through that they might have been talking about for the previous 2 months was kind of frustrating for everyone, not just Max, but for yourself and the other council members.
Yeah, and it's being used against him as well, which is funny. Like it's being twisted in a way that he's doing these things to drive votes when he hasn't actually had the tools. So every time he makes a change, it's because he kind of have to.
Right. Well, so people are trying to say that he is changing things specifically only because the election's coming up?
Yep, basically.
Oh. Well, that's part of like other people's campaigns of always trying to smear other individuals to kind of get their votes away from them. It's typical in politics. So,
Yeah, no, I know. That's why, like, I'm not in that term. I'm not much of a politician because, again, I'm trying to be as straight and honest, which I know is not good for a politician.
That is true. A straight and honest politician is as like a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, and it both works for me, but also against me because I know Little Talks is getting a lot of votes because he goes around and just promises everyone the world.
Well, the thing is, the downside of that is like if he basically makes a lot of promises and doesn't carry through for those promises, and it can just end up in like a mass revolt against him.
Yeah,
his removal.
Maybe, but then people actually have to try and get him impeached if that's the case.
There is that, but the downside is, even though he's part of a gang, when people target him, that's there are crazy people in the city, so there is a chance that he needs basically high security if he makes promises and carry through on.
Knowing that he is rocking with CG, I don't think a lot of people will target him. That's the thing.
Well, there's people don't really care about who's with whom. They just want to kind of get their 5 pounds of flesh.
Oh, he does not know. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I agree, especially when it comes to like CG will make your life hell if you touch them. So
okay, I've never actually come across them. I think I've only come across Tugs once when I was in Mosley's.
Yeah, if you touch Little Talks, you're gonna have a rough time. That goes for everybody. They are not people you want to mess with unless you really have a reason to.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. So. But yeah, that is basically my platform. I don't think there's too much else other than. No, I think that's about it. Obviously, my number is in the lemon list, so if there's any questions or anything, then you can always just call.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's it. So I'm gonna leave you guys to it. I guess you can't really work right now because it's nighttime.
No.
We've I think some of us have basically already chatted. Yeah, some of us have already chatted to Daniel. He's kind of letting us kind of like relax before we do like a run later on this evening.
Got it. Well, just keep in mind that Talks wants to limit your work to 20 hours a week.
Yeah, we heard that, yeah. Out of curiosity, what are you going to do in regards to the doctors? Because I know they were quite vocal yesterday about their pay being quite terrible.
That is, and I'm gonna put it in a nice way. That is plain bullshit. Doctors and EMS is the highest paying jobs.
That's what I heard as well.
It is.
So they're being why they were getting paid so less.
No, they're being paid $1,300 an hour.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Because I was speaking to a doctor. Yeah, a doctor was saying that apparently EMS get paid more than doctors.
They get paid the same. But I'm gonna also say that being EMS and doctor is probably also the worst job that you can have to some degree. So just because you get paid more doesn't mean that the job is fun, because people don't respect the people that are trying to save your life. Both EMS and doctors.
Yeah, I'm going to be part of EMS hopefully in the future, and I've already heard what they've been saying. So it's a very unappreciated job.
It is,
depending on what happens. And stuff like that. So yeah.
Which is unfortunate again, and that's why they get paid so much.
That's why they have a high turnover. Yeah, they have a high turnover as well.
That's that too.
For a lot of people.
And that's one of the things. Like, just having more pay doesn't fix it doesn't fix the issue. Just because you get paid more doesn't mean that you're just gonna take more, abuse.
Yeah, it's like I was telling Kane yesterday. It's like, when you have a job, the job itself should be the main goal, not how much you're going to get paid.
Yes.
So, when you start looking about how much you get paid, you start to lose focus as to why you took the job in the first place.
Tell that to PD.
So,
yeah.
But I understand their frustration. If there's like, all that aggravation and insults are kind of going their way, they think they should be compensated. But what about cops? They always get paid a lot less, and they always get a lot more insults and aggravation and threats made towards them than not doctors.
Yeah, but they're slowly working their way up. That's the thing. Like, people don't like the quota system, but again, it's an incentive. There are some flaws. It's being worked on, but it's also a way for them to improve. Give me a second. I'll call you right back.
Oh, okay.
So they are working their way up. They're getting 900, if not more, an hour now.
Yeah, did you actually see that little Tugs PD reform video? That was like there was flies all over the place.
I didn't watch it. I have been told about it.
He wants to kind of like, I wouldn't say he wants to defund the police, but he wants to make it so the cops. This is the most interesting part. He wants to have cops being paid $3,000 a paycheck, which it's insane to begin with. But he said that if the cops get taken to court or they do something wrong, their paycheck gets reduced.
Well, it's the reverse quota system, basically.
Yeah, it just doesn't, because it just means then cops themselves, for those who would only care about the paycheck, wouldn't do their job. But then that means then, you know, they're all getting paid $3,000 every paycheck, which means the government will then end up losing money from all the taxes that are coming in.
It is taking way too long with just these people, but
literally going into the negative, and then it's a weird system. I don't understand where he's trying to go with it.
It's not a good system for multiple reasons. The PD already had a DAP system, which was causing issues because people got scared for doing their job. This is going to do the same thing. It's also going to drain the state account, meaning that he's going to run the state into the ground, meaning that everyone else is going to have to take a pay cut just to fund the PD.
Yeah,
which is
not
good
pay
either.
cut, but it'll be, you know, more taxation being
Well,
applied to everyone.
taxes, but either he's going to have to tax everyone more, or he's going to have to do, you know, less payouts.
He would have to increase taxes and everything just to be able to actually afford all these things that he wants to do. I don't think he's really thought that through.
I challenged him. I challenged him at the town hall yesterday, and he refused to answer the question. So.
Oh, seriously?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. It means he doesn't really know, or he doesn't care.
He doesn't want to answer it because he knows it's a. The reform looks good maybe at first glance, but it is not a good idea. So. All right. I need to make this phone call. I do appreciate all of your time.
That's not a problem. No, thanks for coming down here and actually having, you know, answering our question.
Of course. If you do have anything you want to ask, I am in the lemon list, so just give me a call.
I will do, my dude.
Sounds good. All right, you guys have a good one.
All right, you stay safe.
You too. Thank you. The reform is music to my ears. Oh, he's on the fucking phone, isn't he? Alright, means I can go take a piss while I wait for him. Alright, you're back. Their ears? Yeah. Can you resign as mayor whenever, like, they won on the job? I do believe so, yes. Just popping in. I appreciate that.
Yo.
Yo. I was talking to G6 people.
Are you talking about G6 people? Those scum of the earth? Oh, God.
Well, there's still votes, so.
That is true. How do you feel about your campaign so far?
I don't know.
What's wrong?
Well, I don't know, because people are dumb as bricks and believe all the fucking shit that Little Talks is spewing.
Yeah, well, what's he saying, you know, like...
Well, I mean, what do you want?
Oh, so he just tells people what they want to hear, even though it's unrealistic?
Yeah.
Well,
and people believe it too.
Well, how, though?
Because people are dumb.
There's no way this guy wins, right? Like, I mean, there's no way.
I'm not too worried about Little Talks, but at the same time, he's backed by CG who does have a lot of pull. So I think Solomon, I can't tell. Solomon is a bit of a weird one. He hasn't campaigned apparently for like a week.
Yeah.
But people still vote for him.
Well, I don't think he's gonna win. I don't know.
What the fuck am I?
Do I only know the guy briefly because we had to deal with some shit with them and they like jumped us and it was a whole mess. But you know, I mean, have you known him for a while?
What, AIM-DMC or Solomon?
Solomon?
I don't know him at all.
All right.
Oh,
well,
I
you don't
that.
know him, then there's nothing to worry about, you know, because I guess you know, you would have known by now, you know, if this guy was gonna be like, you know,
did I not get my
a
paycheck
threat
yesterday?
per se, you know, like by now, especially the polls are about to close, like.
Well, the thing is that he's been around hours that I and Max have not been, which is where he probably gets a lot of votes. And it does help because that's what I did last time I was running.
Oh.
Yeah.
And okay, I mean, maybe. I will say I take down his signs every time I see him, so I don't know if that helps.
I just did the same thing.
I leave Max's up. Someone told me you and Max are in the same party or something like that. I don't.
Well, we're not in the same party, but Max and I are kind of supporting each other, so.
Okay.
I'm not gonna trash talk Max at all. Like, obviously, I have to run for myself, but at the same time, I align very much with Max, so.
If he gets elected, is he putting you like as a deputy mayor or something, or like, you know, like is that like?
No, that's not how. It's second place becomes deputy mayor.
Oh, okay. So you would have to be. Okay.
I still need votes, basically. So I have to run like I'm running for mayor to get votes, but at the end of the day, I just care about the second place. I don't care about mayor.
What? So McGregor. I had a talk with McGregor yesterday because sometimes I feel like McGregor is very short-sighted, right?
He is.
He asked you for a policy change, and the policy change was to make drunk driving illegal.
No, he wanted drunk driving to be legal.
Is he stupid? Or I was saying there's so much more we could do. You know, like we could. I don't know.
Why is
I started talking about
like
I don't know, some reforms on like certain bills or whatever. You know, not bills, but charges, right?
Yeah, which is what. Here's the thing, right? He is very much like, yeah, we should make drunk driving illegal. But I'm out here talking to people, just trying to figure out where the fuck, like where's the issues? What do people want to have changed? And the only place I can get any sort of like anything is on people going off on Twitter about the dumbest shit. Nobody wants to talk to us. It's crazy.
No. That's because people only focus on one thing, Michael. You know what that is?
Money?
Yes. And here's the thing. As long as they're making money and they can adapt to whatever job that makes them money, I'm not going to care, right? But, you know, like someone like me, maybe even Reed. I mean, Reed can be reasonable in some senses, right?
Okay, but it kind of depends on how high he is, or not high.
Well, yeah. That too, but right now he's on a sober streak, so you know, even though it's 420, yeah, he has a lung infection. So,
so he has to.
Yeah, he has to. But you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, you talk to the right people that aren't concerned about money. You know, I think things will be a little different.
Well, I try to because.
Well, yeah.
Both Reed and McGregor were doom spiraling about the. We had a talk quickly at one of our meetings about if you go to jail, if you go to Dogtown while you're in debt, you will have to work off your debt. And they were doom spiraling because they didn't actually, there was no numbers really thrown around.
Yeah.
So they just assumed that if you're $1 in debt, that's going to be 1 minute in Dogtown.
No.
Which is crazy.
That's literally crazy. There's no way.
So obviously, if that was the case, I would fucking doom spiral too. But like, it's because people just people take it and run with it instead of looking at the bigger picture. I don't think it's unfair. I think it's a decent way to have people work off their debt and then coming back to society without having to worry about it. And then, but it's just finding that sweet spot of where it makes sense, you know. Yeah. Because if we do if we go for it, and we do reset everyone to 0, like people in debt goes back to 0.
Yeah.
It's hard to really get fucked unless you do some really bad shit.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, that would be, you know, I mean, if you do some really bad stuff, it'd have to be on the form of like terrorism or like messing with PD, like equipment and
then you
stuff
just
like
serve
that.
them, basically.
Yeah. Because you know, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about this, and this would probably be like really, really, really hard to even try and change. But you know, I kind of wanted to see more, you know, firearms in the streets. But McGregor had a valid point of like, one, that would probably never happen because of Crane and Cornwood, and two, what was it? That people make so much money that it doesn't really matter to them, you know? It mattered to me since I don't like, you know, work all day. But
what do you mean firearms on the street?
You know, the majority of the city is gonna have enough funds to like deal with like charges like gang related or criminal possession. So I don't know.
When you say firearms on the street, are you talking about like legal firearms?
I was just talking about, you know, I wanted to see more like guns and shit. Lately, I mean, this is my thing. Sometimes I get in these moods, right? You know, I get a little, it's like getting hangry, you know, everything's going wrong, and then I get really mad. I'm like, you know, I wish, now I sound crazy just saying this out loud. Sometimes I wish I just had like a gun, you know, shown in his face, you know, make him shut up, you know, like, kind of like that, you know, like, but, I mean, from a civilian standpoint, you would keep that shit away from me, but, you know, since you and I are, you know, kind of on the same team here, you know, it's like, I wonder if Michael could, you know, finagle something.
Well, that's the thing. It's not impossible, because even if Crane is against it, we could, in theory, push anything through at the board if there's just enough votes for it. And that's why, like, having Max and I and Siobhan on the board, that is just by definition 3 votes if we do agree to it.
Is Siobhan on the board herself, or is she like? I don't know too much about Max and Siobhan. I'll be honest with you.
She's chief of staff, which is selected by the mayor, and Siobhan and Max are married. So.
Oh, okay. So dynamic duo.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you know, I met Siobhan once. She took my blood for some science experiment. I don't know, but she seemed pretty reasonable. I don't know if she would. You know, I don't know if. You have to word something like that very carefully, though, you know, lowering like gun charges or, you know, making firearms more accessible to the public.
Yeah, well, you have to convince Max too. Max and I are very much aligned when it comes to a lot of things, because we think that if you do the crime, you should do the time, kind of.
Yeah.
You need to be
and
smart
I
about
agree
the way.
Too.
But I also understand that some people just want to do dumb shit. So. There is a lot of things getting looked at, and a lot of charges are probably going to change in terms of like how much you get in fine and time.
Yeah.
Because some things are kind of out of whack as it is right now.
I mean, what would be an example of that?
A lot of the firearm charges are kind of skewed compared to some other ones.
Yeah.
But it's on DOJ to go through that and fix them, basically, which is what I think they're working on right now.
Well, would you three even have any say with DOJ? Like,
if we bring it up, we can have them changed, as far as I know. Because a lot of stuff was brought up by Nakota, and he's like he's the PD liaison. He's also on the board, and it was voted for and agreed on, and then the changes are made.
You know what I don't want to see? I don't want to see that fat piece of shit Cornwood near any form of power. I'll be honest with you. You know, every time I don't know how you feel about him, but, you know, every time I talk to him about his own political ideals, I just get bad for business. But maybe that's just me. He also, you know, it's funny. I saw a cop get gunned down by another cop earlier on a thing. It was actually crazy. I was picking up packages at Group 6.
He doesn't like Cornwood.
And this guy was just beating on this cop. So this other cop pulls out her gun and she guns him down, and I was like, oh my god, I started thinking about Lovesick. I was like, oh no, like, you know, like this guy's about to leave the floors. It was crazy. But
Well,
like,
if they're beating a cop down, I
you know?
guess you get shot.
well, no, like the cop also got shot down by their partner. Yeah, I was like, oh, friendly fire. I don't know. It kind of reminded me though, but I guess the point